Hi, this is Natalie with Imago Day Yoga, here to help you build up your yoga sequence. We've been working this month on developing into a yoga sequence. We went over the basics of Sun A and Sun B first, and then we went into how to breathe in yoga. What is Ujjayi breathing? When do you inhale? When do you exhale? We did that last time, so if you missed that, go back and look for how to breathe in yoga. It's very helpful. It's a question I get asked a lot, so go check that out. But today we're just going to take everything we've learned and then start adding on a few new poses just to help build up into a full vinyasa flow. So let's go ahead and get started. As I work my way back to the mat, please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you like my content. It really helps me out a lot. I'm actually going to start this way. There we go. All right. So go ahead and get in an easy seated position. You can roll back the shoulders. Make sure the neck is relaxed. We're just going to take a few deep breaths to get started. So take a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Do that again. Deep inhale. And release. Next inhale, take the arms up. Get a nice big stretch. Then just fold it forward. Take a breath in the fold. Big inhale. And exhale. And you're going to inhale yourself back up, and we're going to switch over into tabletop to roll through some cat and cows. This helps us to warm up. When you inhale, to drop that stomach, lift the chest, and look up. And then you'll exhale to arch the back, pulling the pelvis in and looking back for your thighs. Do that again. Inhale to drop the stomach and lift the chest to look up. We are warming up that spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Go slow. Feel the stretch either direction. One more round, dropping that stomach. Breathing in, and then exhaling, going the opposite direction, arching the back. And then slowly come to a neutral spine, and we're just gonna roll back into a child's pose. So I bring my big toes together, leave my knees kind of wide, and then sink my hips back towards my heels. If they don't go all the way to your heels, that's okay. Just get them as close as you can, and then drop the body down. And we'll take a few breaths in child's pose. Deep inhale down the back. Inhale it in, exhale it out. One more time, take a deep breath. And release. And inhale, bring it back up, and we're going to shift forward into a plank pose. You can start in tabletop though. Make sure your fingertips are pointed to the front of the mat. When you bend your elbows, you want them to stay near the rib cage. So you might need to rotate them. If they're bending out this way, that just means you need to rotate your arms a little so you can bend down. And then come into a straight arm plank by stepping the toes back. If that's too much, you can stay down on your knees. You decide what you want to do today. And then once you come into that plank, you're going to push the hips up and back for a downward facing dog. In downward dog, the hips are reaching up and back, and the chest is reaching for the thighs. Neck is loose. Make sure you're not lifting up the neck, but you're actually looking back towards your thighs. If you need to walk the dog, you can maybe bend the knees a little bit. Breathe deeply. Do that again. Take a deep breath. One more time. Deep breath. And then you're going to take another inhale, and as you exhale, start to walk the feet forward, keeping your hands low on the mat. You're just going to have a deep bend in the knees, coming into a forward fold. Then inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach it up. Get your stretch, palms together and down to heart center as we find our mountain pose. So make sure you're pressing down firmly into the mat, lifting up through the thighs, sucking in the stomach, lifting up the chest. Let the shoulders relax down and back. Neck is at neutral. Deep breath. Exhale, let it go. Do that again. Deep inhale, staying active through the whole body. And release. Then next inhale, take those arms up. Get your stretch and forward fold it. You'll plant the hands on the mat and step it back to a plank pose. Lower it down. Bending those elbows, lowering your body to the mat. You can go all the way or halfway and then pull up, or push up rather, into an upward facing dog for a back bend. So hips are staying down, chest is lifting, you're looking up, and then push it up and back into a downward facing. So I'm getting back up on my toes and pushing my hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Big inhale. And exhale. One more time, deep breath. And release. All right, we're gonna do that one more time, a little faster. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, walk the feet forward for that forward fold. Then inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach it up. Get your stretch, palms together down to heart center. We'll take 2 big breaths in mountain. Remember to stay active through the whole body, big breath. Exhale, release. One more time, deep inhale, lifting up. And then let it go. And inhale those arms back up. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to pause in our forward fold. Make sure you have a little bit of a bend in those knees. You want your stomach to connect to the thighs. That might be a deep bend if that's okay. Just find where your bend is in the knee to keep the stomach connected to thigh. Neck is loose. Crown of the head reaching for the ground so it's not popping up. You want your head looking back towards your legs. And then on the next inhale, go ahead and take it up halfway. Exhale, let it down. Inhale, reach it up. Nice big stretch, and then we're going to go straight back down. Exhaling the whole way. Plant the hand, step it into your plank pose, and drop it down into a chaturanga. So bending those elbows, lowering the body, and then pushing it up into that upward facing dog. And then exhale it back, downward facing. Take a breath, big inhale. Exhale. One more time, deep breath. And let it go. All right, now we're going to practice Warrior One. So to get into Warrior One, right side, we're going to first move the left leg. You'll just move it a little half step up, and put that heel down on the mat. Once you have that foot planted, you'll step the right foot up a little bit farther on the opposite corner of the mat. Then you're going to bring your body up real slow. Big inhale. As you come up, take your time. Don't get dizzy. And lift your arms up with it. And then you can adjust your feet a little bit. The point is to keep the hips squared to the front of the mat while the back heel stays down on the mat. So if you're going out too far and you're twisting your body to the side, you need to pull it back in. So find where that is for you. Get those arms up. Big inhale up. Exhale, press it down into the mat. One more time. Big inhale up. Exhale, press it down. And last one, inhale up. And exhale, the arms down, folding forward. You'll plant the hand, step the back foot up to meet the front for a forward fold. And once you get to that fold, inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach it up. Nice big stretch, palms together and down to heart center. Big inhale into the heart, lifting up through the whole body. Exhale, pressing it down. Next inhale, take those arms up, and this time we're gonna have a seat in our invisible chair. So bend those knees, keep the chest lifted, tailbone stays tucked a little bit, so don't push the booty out too much. Keep it kind of tucked in. Squatting down, breathe. One more big breath. And next inhale, go ahead and pull it up. Push those hips forward, lift the chest, get a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step it back to your plank pose. Lower it down for that chaturanga. And then inhale it up for that upward facing dog. And then exhale it back, downward facing. Take a few breaths. Deep inhales in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more breaths. Big inhale. And exhale. One more time. Breathe it in. And then let it go. So we're going to go into Warrior One, left side. So you're going to pull that right leg up first, setting the heel down on the ground. And then opposite side, you're going to take the left foot all the way to the other edge of the mat, a little bit farther up. Come up slowly with an inhale breath, bringing the body up. And here's where you can check on your stance to make sure your hips are squared to the front. You can go a little bit wider in the stance if that feels okay. Make sure your arms are up. Big inhale up. Exhale, press down. 2 more of those. Big inhale up. Exhale, presses it down. Last inhale up. And then as you exhale, bring the arms back down. Plant the hands on the ground. Step the back foot up to meet the front. Forward fold. Then inhale up halfway. Exhale it back down. Inhale, raise it up. Nice big stretch, palms together and down to heart center. 2 big breaths into the heart. Feeling the lift through the entire body. 1 more time, big breath. Exhale. Next inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, have a seat into chair. Bending those knees. Keeping the chest lifted. Take 2 breaths, big inhales. Release it out. 1 more time, big breath. And release. Then you go ahead and inhale it up, push those hips forward, lift the chest, get a little back bend. Exhale, forward, fold it. We'll pause in the fold this time. Knees bent, neck loose. Take a breath. Then inhale it up halfway. Exhale it back down. Inhale, raise it up. Palms together. And we're going to start to come down to the mat. So if you can, try to come down to toe stand. We'll practice that by coming up onto the toes and then sinking our hips down all the way to the heels. If you don't quite make it, that's okay. We're going down to the mat, so you can just get down any way that's easiest for you. So whether you're coming down from toe stand or just having a seat, go ahead and come down all the way to the mat. We're going to start a portion of cool down. So push the heels together, keep the knees wide. Big inhale to raise up the chest. Exhale, lean it forward. We're going to do some seated yoga as our cool down today. Take a few more breaths. In butterfly. Go ahead, inhale yourself back up. Bring the knees together and push them out in front of you. Adjust so that you're on the top of the sits bones, and then inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward folded. And this is the same as if we were standing. So you can bend those knees a little bit here too if you want to. Get a nice stretch on the back as well as being a little bit more gentle on the hamstrings and calf muscles. You always want to stretch gently, never overdo it. You overdo it and the body freaks out and makes the muscles tighter instead of looser, and you can cause injury, so be careful. Keep breathing. Breathe into the stretch. Then go ahead and inhale it up. We're going to do something a little different. Bring that right knee in. This is my left. Doesn't matter. Bring a knee in and then cross it over the other knee. So have it crossed over, and then you're going to inhale up your arms. And then you're going to twist, and you're going to take the opposite elbow of whatever knee you have crossed over, and you're going to touch it like this and open up. Now, if this is uncomfortable, you can actually twist the other way, twisting open so that you're twisting away from the knee instead of into it. This is an option for you, depending on what is more comfortable in this twist. It doesn't matter which way you go. Just make sure you keep breathing. When you inhale, you're inhaling to lift up, exhaling to twist deeper. Do that again, inhaling. Exhale, twist deeper. Next inhale, you'll bring it back to center. Let that leg out, and then you're going to do the opposite one. So bend the opposite knee in and cross it over your leg. And then same with the arms. Inhale the arms up. And you have the same option to twist open to where you're twisting away from the knee, or twist closed coming in toward that leg. So whichever way you do, just make sure you're breathing, inhaling, straightening. Exhale, twisting deeper. One more time, inhale, straighten. Exhale, twist deeper. And you'll inhale back to center. Let this leg fall out. Then we're gonna lay down on the mat, so take your hands straight out and just lay back. Taking your time, going slow. Getting that core activation, and then once you get down to the mat, get a nice full body stretch. Core relaxing back down. Start to bend those knees up into the chest. Hug them in nice and tight. Maybe rock side to side to massage the spine, that's up to you. Then go ahead and kick the feet straight up into the air for a waterfall. You want a lot of energy flowing out through the legs, through the soles of the feet. Stay nice and strong in your waterfall. Take a breath. Then go ahead and bend those knees back into chest. And you're going to plant the feet on the floor, knees bent. And then once you have them planted on the floor, raise just the right leg up and you're going to cross this foot over your knee. So it's kind of like a figure 4 shape, knee or ankle over the knee on the left side. And then if this is already a nice intense stretch, you can stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you just pick up the left leg. Find where it feels good. You might even wrap your arms around the leg. Whatever feels right. Don't overstretch. Principle applies on all muscles. Find where it feels good. And then breathe into the stretch, couple breaths. Take another breath. Then go ahead and lower the feet down, planting both feet on the ground before taking the left leg up and crossing that foot over the knee. And once you've got it crossed over, decide where the stretch is. It might be different on either side. You might leave the foot on the ground or pick that right foot up and find where the stretch feels right on this side. Deep breaths into the stretch. Release it out. Keep breathing. One more big breath. And go ahead and plant both feet down onto the mat. Take a breath. Then inhale again, and as you exhale, bend the knees back up into chest. Hug them in nice and tight. Pulling them in as close to the chest as you can. And then this time we're going to do a spinal twist, so just take your arms out to a T and drop the knees over to one side. So find where it feels good. If the stretch is a little bit intense, too much of a twist, you can come up off the shoulder a little bit, alleviating the twist. If you need a little bit extra twist, you can stick the top leg off, reaching it out. Options are all yours. Take a couple more deep breaths in this twist. Go ahead and bring the knees back to center. Pause, let them settle into the mat. Let the back settle into the mat, rather. And then take the knees over to the other side when you're ready. So find where it feels right on this side, adjusting as you need to, as each side is different, and breathe into the stretch. Big breath. And on the next inhale, slowly start to bring it back to center. You can hug those knees in tight, bring them in. And stick the feet straight up into the air for waterfall once again. Pause there. Let that energy flow through the legs. And then bring them down again, planting the feet one more time on the mat. We're going to come into bridge, so make sure you keep the feet close to the mat, touching them with your fingertips. And once you've got that, you can push the hips up, lift that chest by squeezing the shoulder blades together. We'll hold bridge for just a couple breaths, big inhales and exhales. Go ahead and lower yourself back down to the mat. Bring those knees back in. Hug them in tight. Then take the legs straight up into the air for a waterfall, and this time we're going to lower all the way down for a brief shavasana. So stay strong through the legs as you're lowering them down. However, if this does not feel good on your back, just bend the knees back into chest and let the legs out one at a time, or however you want to get down into shavasana. And then once you get there, start to relax everything. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Start to check in on the body. Make sure the forehead is relaxed, jaw is unclenched. Your shoulders are relaxing down into the mat. your torso getting heavy, your legs getting heavy, the whole body sinking into the earth. In our next one, we'll be adding a few more elements to our yoga practice, including a longer shavasana. But for now, go ahead and start to inhale a little bit deeper. Exhale it out. And then slowly start to bend the knees back up into the chest. And then roll over to one side. You can push up into a seated position. And then once you get there, shut down the eyes. Again, check in on the shoulders, making sure they're relaxing down and back. Neck loose. We'll take a couple breaths together. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more time, deep breath. And release. Then go ahead and inhale the arms up. Exhale, palms down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll show up for the next class. All right, namaste.